Fix the camera.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. We'll call the committee of the whole meeting to order. The clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Ham.
Yes.
Mr. Bowden.
Here.
Mr. Ham.
Approval of the minutes of the June 26, 2017 committee of the whole meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Not a motion to accept as written.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Bowden, second by trustee Jones.
Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Ham.
Yes.
That's what we need.
All right. Okay, public comment.
Perfect time.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We had a nice work day. I just want to give everybody an update of kind of where we're at.
State your name.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Jim Bellata from Aqua, Illinois, 1000 South Schuyler in Kankakee. That help? I just want to give the board an update of where we're at with the ICC filing the petition. So we filed the petition to start the clock for the 11-month statutory timeline that they have to get the approvals done on July 7th. We were assigned a docket number. It is 170314. And the village gets notifications of all this stuff too as well through the mail, so you've probably been getting some of this stuff, right?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet? Okay. We filed the petition, like you say, the 17th, the docket number. We've been assigned an administrative law judge by the name of Jessica Cardone. She's done some of our cases before. Very fair, doesn't drag her feet. We're actually very happy with that selection. It's just kind of random. We have good staff that will hear our case or will work on our case as they work with Jessica Cardone, so we're happy about that. We had a conference call with them last week, the staff, on the 19th, and talked about the rate structure that we agreed to and all that. We mentioned to them before, but they had some comments, nothing bad, it was all good, had some suggestions, so we're going to work through some of that stuff. It was all very positive, nothing negative at all, so we're happy about that. So the next step is the appraisals. So today, all the contracts were due back from the appraisals. I had 2 of them this morning, 1 just came in this afternoon. So the appraisers that we're going to recommend to the ICC, if it's okay with you guys, is you have Elizabeth Goodman will team up with Jerry Hartman, and that's at Jerry Hartman's request, kind of because obviously he's done this. We already have evaluation from him, which is a good thing. And then Joe Batis is the second appraiser. It's Edward J. Batis and Associates out of Joliet. Do a lot of pipeline work for the gas utilities. We've used them before. All these guys are approved by the ICC, and it's a very short list. I think there's probably only 5 or 6 that are even approved by them. And then he's teamed up. Joe Batis' engineer will be this guy by the name of Dan Malinkowski from Willett Hoffman. They do a lot of work in Kankakee County and Will County region. And then Jay Heap would be the third appraiser, Heap and Associates, and they're teamed up with Chamlin. Chamlin's a pretty decent-sized engineering firm, and they're focused primarily out of the Grundy County. Morris, I think, is their headquarters. So Guy Christensen will be the lead there. He's done some work before, fair, timely, never had any issues with him. So if you guys are okay with that, I'm just going to move forward with them before I sign. I want to make sure you're okay with it. And as it comes through, I'll work with Greg and show him where these things are coming in at. And what they'll do is they'll break up. They'll give me 3 valuations. They'll give me the water system valuation, they'll give me the wastewater system valuation, and they'll give me the real property valuation. We have to have them separated out for the real property for a couple different reasons. One of them is an undepreciable asset. So with the ICC, they want to see that. Number 2, for tax purposes, we're going to be paying taxes on that. So when we fill out the P-tax form, we could submit appraisals with them, the average of the 3. Most of the time, you don't have any, so the assessor does it, but now the assessor has some real documentation for that. So those are the big ones. And then the third one is actually when you guys dispose, when we actually close on it, you guys cannot sell real property for less than the appraised value. So we'll break that up in the closing statement. Jim, your attorney will take care of that. It's just a formality, but that's why we have to have that broken up. And then the ICC's eyes, the water and sewer are separate utilities. So that's why they really have 3 values, and it'll add together, aggregate into 1. So we're looking to, and Greg, I'll touch base with you this week about possibly having the 3 appraisers I got two of them that are okay with August 1st or sometime that week, which will be next week. They get them in, and then their due dates on their scope of work was August 24th, so it gives them, almost a month to get it done.
They need to be escorted.
Jim would be, it's in his knowledge, those guys could ask him all whatever they want to ask him, I don't care. So his knowledge that'd be great if he could be there. Very, very helpful. So then right after we get the appraisals back, now we know what the valuation will be, and then we could write our testimony. So we'll have our operational testimony. Craig will do that. The finance side will be done by a guy, Paul Hanley. I don't know if you guys met Paul. He's our controller. So we'll have testimony, and then the ICC, the staff that actually received the testimony, will start what they call data requests. They'll ask us questions, and we have to formally, it's very adjudicated, get back to them within 7 days. And so, with this schedule and the staff that we have, I cannot see why we can't hopefully have this thing at least ready for a commission, ready for the staff to forward it to the full commission by the end of the year, and then hopefully be on the docket in January, maybe February, and get this closed, hopefully possibly by the end of the first quarter of next year. So who knows? It's the schedule really is driven by the Illinois Commerce Commission. We're very timely in our responses, but it's really up to them. So they have to hear ComEd, NICOR, all those big ones. We're little guys. So sometimes we get secondary. Sometimes they like kicking us out right away. We never know. But worst case, we got that 11-month. We'll make it. If they do want to drag it, they have to get it out to us. So we'll make it. I just want to give you guys an update. Any questions or?
Franchise agreement?
Looks like it. I think we're 99% there.
Yeah, the lawyers have been working on the properties, just to make sure that we got all the PIN numbers and everything correct, that of what we actually own, and not just have an easement.
So that's what
That's what a little goal. Well, Jim was on vacation, our Jim was on vacation, and he knew some of the information, and then when he got back, their attorney was on vacation, so the attorneys have been playing telephone tag.
They just got,
But that's the last bit of it, as far as I know.
it sounds like the employment.
And the employment.
Sounds like that was on Friday. I got some emails that the attorneys are fine with it, so
Okay.
you'll be getting it. So I think we're there. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to just reach out. If you want us to meet somebody, go to a group, whatever, we'll, obviously,
Yeah.
once we get the appraisals done and the testimony started for sure, we'll have some public meetings, whatever, and then especially over the next 3 years before the rate increase comes, that's definitely.
Good.
That's a question. You had, what was going to be done in January, you hoped?
We hope that the ICC commission, the commissioners themselves, would actually do a formal vote on it. That'd be a goal. I think it's a reasonable goal.
And in the spring?
We would, by the goal, Aqua's goal was to have it formally closed in our possession, and you guys get your check by the end of the third quarter. So see, March 31st. End of the first quarter, I'm sorry. End of the first quarter.
Thank you.
Then when do you anticipate hooking up, where we would actually start getting river water?
We have already started looking at routing. We've already had the engineers working on it. We've had internal meetings on it. So we're starting the process in our eyes right away. To get these things in, book these easements if we need them. We might not need them, might be able to do it all with right away. Obviously, routing will be a big part. We ran into some delays with our pipeline with some of the township guys, so trying to avoid that. Township highway commissioners, trying to avoid that. So we're definitely going to work with you guys and what's the best route. It may not be ideal, but for timing purposes, we'd like to get it in well before the January 1st, 2020. So the pipeline going up to University Park that's under construction right now, it should be all under, the construction for the most part should be done by the end of October. And then we'll start filling the pipe and some operational procedural stuff to do, and it'll be totally switched over by the end of the year. So that'll be operational. It's nice to have this now so we could plan for where that tie-in's going to go and any pressure reducing valves or whatever else we need to do. So, it's moving well.
I had a question from, I think it was, your SCADA system, and I need to ask the board tonight. They're gonna need to put up antennas on one of the towers, not our emergency antenna tower, but the other water tower. I didn't give them an answer yet. I have to give them an answer this week. I know you guys won't have an issue with it, but if you guys are okay with it, it's gonna be pre-closing that they do this, because they wanna get that SCADA system up and running. We would benefit from that because we'll be able to use the SCADA system until we...
Explain what the
close.
SCADA system.
That's the warning system on all the lift stations, right, and the water, that if anything goes down, it sends a signal to their engineering people and their emergency people to go, and they need to go look at that particular location. So it pinpoints a location. It's kind of a GIS for water and sewer.
So it's like a lift station, all of a sudden was backing up and not pumping.
Yep.
We'll get notified through the on-call person will get it, hey, we gotta check this out. Or the water tower levels go down, we'll get notified
Right.
before it becomes a problem. Hopefully we can fix it before, or anybody that notices anything goes on. It's just it's an alert system.
It's something that they're gonna do anyway when they own the tower, but, you know, if it's okay with you guys, if nobody has an objection, we'll allow them. It won't be until later, early fall, that it actually goes in, but...
So who's putting it up? Who wants to put it up?
It's a company that does the SCADA for these guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We could have some agreement if somebody that doesn't.
I told them that we're gonna need we will need a permit or an agreement or something in hand from them, until, obviously, as long as we own it. If somebody falls off that damn thing, we're gonna, so.
So we're not paying anything to do it?
No, it won't cost us anything.
Yeah.
We're just giving him permission
We'll
or,
just give them permission to go out there.
Yeah, we'll have whole harmless agreements for.
right.
you
And the only reason they didn't go on the other towers is because we have our emergency communications on there, and they don't want to get tangled up with that. They want to leave that alone, so.
So, yeah, what I'd like to do, if you guys are okay with it, at least minimally once a month, come in and just kind of let you know what the status is
Absolutely,
at.
I mean, Committee of the Whole is a great time to do it, Jim. I mean,
That's what I
this,
figured.
yeah, it's a real good time.
If you have any questions, or if any constituents you have questions, I'll call them.
I did have one person ask me if there was any kind of a report on the contents of the water that could be printed out.
Sure.
They use it, they do a lot of gardening and planting, and they just wanted to see.
No problem. I will have Kevin cover our compliance, well, you guys know Kevin. I'll have him print something up
Okay,
and then get it to you so if
Good.
somebody calls.
okay.
We have that analysis to decide, but that might not be what they're looking for.
Right.
They might want more than that.
Yeah, I think so.
They want the particles and all that
Yeah.
other stuff, like a water test.
Fertility and all
Yeah.
that good stuff, okay.
Yeah.
Nope, no problem.
And you got my email, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take care of that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll work on it. In fact, they might be done.
Good.
I've been out all
All right,
afternoon.
you gonna reach out to him?
It will.
Okay.
I got a cell, he gave me a cell, so we're good.
Drolly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been dealing with Dave.
Dave?
Oh, did you say Charlie? I was gonna say Charlie. I'm like.
No, Drolly.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, that's not the, there's Dave I was dealing, not Charlie. That's just good. That it?
Sounds
I
good.
think so, good.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not going back to the golf course, are you?
No, I left there.
You were out in the sun a little bit today.
Doesn't take much to hit this spread.
Yeah, just Friday night, we had a lot of rain overnight.
Way home.
And our guys were out all night. I mean, they were out until 6 a.m., monitoring the lift stations and the sewer plant and setting up barricades and trying to make sure that, the manhole covers were cleaned off. So they really did an outstanding job of keeping everything flowing and taking good care of the village while everybody was sleeping. So just want to commend them for that. We were fortunate we dodged that
Yeah.
high wind bullet,
Yes.
last night. I mean, we got a little bit of rain, but Mantino really got whammy pretty good. And we were talking just before the meeting we did, and I contacted Mayor Nugent this morning, and Bob talked to their public works guy down there, and we sent some people down today to give them a hand, to help out a little bit as much as we could. So they were appreciative of that. I think it's important that we, continue to work together with them, with all the other communities surrounding us too.
They said it went right to the center of town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Must have been like a microburst or something, it just
It was
focused?
pretty, it was sustained for, I don't know, a duration of time from what I heard.
Yeah, it blew my fence, part of my fence down at home. So, yeah. They said Bourbonnais had 65 miles an hour sustained for 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, we were right on the edge of it, so. It rained sideways here for a while, but,
Big size hail.
yeah.
It rained an inch and a half, I think, here in maybe an hour. We just
Yesterday?
emptied the rain gauge and then that thing came up.
I think I heard 5 inches Friday night, so that's,
And then 2 on, was it Wednesday night or Thursday night?
we've had,
a lot of rain.
we've had plenty.
A lot of hail too,
Yes.
dodged that.
Any other discussion? I see we have attendance for IML conference on the agenda.
Yeah, Peter already called, and I knew he was going. If anybody's going, please just let me know so I can register you. Are you doing all 3 days again, or
It starts on Thursday?
Thursday? Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday night, come home Saturday morning.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Anybody else, let me know, please.
Okay.
Do you guys have the dates on that?
Probably as a reminder.
We'll get to the dates.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in your IML book if you guys got that. Jimmy, you got the dates on that?
September
Yeah.
21.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, 21, 22,
September?
Yeah, so
October last year, what?
No, it's always September.
Yeah.
they
always-
did
it's
one
always
year
the
had it in
same.
October. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
September 21 to 23.
That's a good opportunity to gain some knowledge. Meet some people. Yeah, no, absolutely.
One company has an outstanding cocktail party on Friday night. I would highly recommend it if you're there. They do a really nice job.
Okay.
I'm sure invites will be in the mail, so make sure you get one.
Any other thoughts, discussion?
The
Yes.
place on the highway, they left the,
Verizon?
I don't know what the name of the American.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Restaurant?
No, American Cylinder you're talking about. I believe they are.
That's empty.
Yes, yes.
And then what happened to the forklift people in Lloyd's building on Corning? You know what I'm talking?
Yeah, I know where you're talking. I didn't realize they,
There's a for sale sign and
Is there?
absolutely no
Okay.
action there.
because the last time it hasn't been that long ago that I saw a truck unloading there.
Yeah.
Probably a month.
Really?
Unloading or loading?
Maybe it was loading. Maybe I had it backwards. No, I have not.
I haven't heard
No,
anything.
we'll have to- I'll have to follow up on that. No contact.
And what's the deal with the railroad and all the railroad ties strung out?
They're supposed to be coming through and doing some maintenance, my understanding.
Replacing.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame on that?
I have not heard a time frame. I think it's weather and whatever they can get in.
And all the no parking signs, that's for the road work? right?
That's for the street patch.
Street patch.
Yeah.
Okay, so those will be gone when the streets
As
are
soon
done?
as they're done with that,
Okay,
yes.
it's a temporary thing.
Yes.
How about the new building? Anything going on out there yet?
They've done a little bit
They've
of
done a little
stuff.
bit. I told them to get me a schedule of what they're gonna do, and quite frankly, Bob just said, we're just asked to the wall right now, and we just gotta, hopefully in the fall, they'll start moving some stuff over and get in there permanently. They wanna do some build out and stuff in there,
I
so,
see.
yeah,
I was thinking like snow plows out here would be an easy little thing
yeah.
to put behind the fence over there. You know?
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, they just been extremely, well, vacations, and then they've been busy. So, street program, sidewalk road, all that stuff.
The Public Works Committee has a meeting a week from Thursday, so they remember me asking about the schedule for the other building or what the plans are for build out.
Yeah.
We got some other issues we want to talk about too.
Good.
One of the things I was thinking about with Public Works was, we got a lot of dead trees around still that haven't been taken out yet. And we talk about it, and they do so much and do so much and do so much. What if we negotiated a deal with the tree people and said, hey, get them all out. Don't start tomorrow morning and prioritize it, but when you got fill-in days and stuff, and negotiate a deal where they can just get it done so we don't have to think about it, and then pay them over a period of 2 or 3 years. Because if they've got guys on the payroll and machinery, that's kind of a fixed cost, and if they've got some days where they got little work or no work, and they could fill in, it's good accounts receivables, like cash in the bank, and if they're paying the guys in the whole 9 yards, we could just get them all out, all the dead stuff. And if we could negotiate the right...
You're talking parkway trees.
Yeah, but if we could negotiate the right kind of deal and get it out to the public, the pricing, and get a good deal on it, then maybe some people that have dead trees would step forward and say, hey, I want this, and,
So kind of a tree removal program
Yeah.
type thing.
But let's get it done
Right.
and be done with it. Another question I've got too, where sidewalks go right out to the curb, there's no parkway,
Mhm.
how much does the village own from the inside edge of the sidewalk in?
Oh, I see what you're saying. As far as what would be considered the parkway.
Yeah.
There's got to be a measurement. I don't know what it
It's the
is off the top of my head.
sidewalk, so essentially it's the width of the sidewalk.
No, like in our subdivision, they put the sidewalks on the street.
Right.
There's still a
There's an easement.
parkway there.
Yeah, there's a parkway easement there.
I don't know how many feet it is.
Probably the same as any other normal.
Yeah, that's what I was-
It's probably the same easement that.
If you could find that out, like, and Railroad Street's the same way from, well, actually, it goes, well, take from Corning to Wilson. The sidewalk is on the street,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking of one tree in particular, it's an old beat-up apple tree, and it drops these apples, and then the sidewalk is a mess, and people are slipping and sliding, and kids pick them up and throw them, and the street, with cars run over them. It's just a mess, and nobody maintains it.
So you're wondering if that's actually a parkway tree or if it's a homeowner's tree?
Correct. And if we could take it down, because it doesn't provide any, all it does is create a mess.
Let's find out what our
So hit that on a
measurement is there.
motorcycle or something. This is just a slimy,
Right.
applesauce.
Anything else for the committee of the whole? If not, then I would look real quick. Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're
Go
good.
ahead, I'm sitting there staring at it. We're beginning the process. I talked to Troy the other day, and Bill Moore brought it up. We've had a couple serious accidents up on the interchange. So we feel, along with our engineer feels, that we've got the warrants to go after stoplights without paying for them. So what we're doing is we're doing the preliminaries now. Bill's gathering accident data and traffic data, and then Troy is gonna be able to put that together, and we'll present it to IDOT and see if we can get at least some conversation started on it. We're gonna have a conversation before we go full bore into doing any design work or anything, because I don't wanna spend a ton of money just to have IDOT say, yeah, we don't wanna do it, so. But I think we need to get it in front of them. I think we've had, one of their criteria has always been death, and we've had that, so I think we need to ask that question now, so. And since they own the bridge, they own the exits, so it's their baby, and we can't.
It's a county road, but
It's a
that's
county
still
road, but
state.
State, the
state
bridge
owns
deck
it,
and
so
the
that's-
exits are state,
Yeah.
so.
Those exits are too close to the peak of the bridge.
Well, they are. It's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, you can't see.
Yeah, at some point in time, they're gonna have to do what they did in Monee there, but, because that truck traffic there is growing every day, so, so anyway, Bill, he's gonna pull those accident reports, county and state and ours, and we're gonna present that to IDOT and try to get something going there, so.
So on a corollary note, the state's responsible for like the landscaping inside those clover leaf, not the clover leaves, but.
No, you're right, yeah.
I mean, I was just always curious why Peotone they let just,
If you go, a lot of them, they do leave go. I mean, if you go up, like the one in Richmond Park, they let go, and the one in Matson, they let go, and they just let the brush because.
it's just weird how some of
because
them they mow and some of them they just let go.
Well, I don't know that some of the towns don't go out and mow them,
Oh,
or the county.
If you drive south on 57 and go all the way to 24 and across to Paducah, we've got the worst.
Oh, we do, it's terrible.
It is. When I came back, I mean, I looked at every
The
single one.
medians are only mowed once a year, if that.
And it's all trees and dead trees and
Yeah.
weed trees and
Yeah, you need,
plastic
you
bags.
really need bush hogs in there now. I mean, you can't get a normal mower, you can't get a batwing mower in there.
No,
You need a bush
chainsaw.
hog, you need to get in there with a tractor.
D9 kit.
yeah, right.
Because some of those trees are bigger than some of the ones
Oh.
we have in yards here,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a state lack of funding, at least that's the excuse they're gonna give you, and then they really object, oh, well, we've got, prairie plantings in there, and we've got, well, you got standing water more than 60 days, it's called a Corps of Engineer, wetland, so, I mean, there's a lot, as crazy as it sounds, that's what they come up with, so. They create it, but, that was that failed prairie planting, we're just gonna seed the hell out of it when we do it with these prairie plants, and they're gonna grow up, and they're gonna
It's-
overtake the weeds.
It's like the retention pond in Myers
Yeah,
Winds.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like a
it's-
meadow.
Yes, it's gonna be beautiful.
So it just,
They actually cleaned that.
I saw that.
They really cleaned it up, so I commend, that's them, the homeowners association, whoever, yeah. They went and cleaned that completely up, and it's 1,000 times better. Wrote several letters and kind of kept at it. Going back to your whole train of thought, I mean, something to take to your committee, I mean, and bring it back out of there. So. Develop a plan.
What kind of a commitment do we have with the tree service we have? If they say, no, we're not interested in doing that, do we have the flexibility to go beyond them to?
Yeah, I think that's just a yearly bid. I think this year they just agreed to hold twice, and
Right.
that's what we stayed there.
I don't think we have a whole lot left in the parkways and deadlines. I thought Bob was saying that, like, after this year, there's only, 40 days. I don't know if it's that many. Because I thought he said by next year, they should have pretty much all the ash trees gone. I don't know. But I could be wrong. We talked to him.
Yeah, follow
Got
up
the
with
exact
them.
number, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the committee of the whole. Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, second by trustee Ham.
Mr. Jones? Yes. Mr. Ham?
Yes.
Mr. March?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Committee of the whole is adjourned. We will reconvene for the regular village board meeting at 7 o'clock.
No, I was.